Distinguished colleagues, you agree with me that even more, the sobering reflection attends to the killings recently in some parts of the country, particularly the recent tragic events in Benue State. We all condemn these killings in the strongest terms, and we declare that mindless bloodletting has no place in our society. I offer our sincere condolences to the people of Benue and indeed all who have suffered the loss of their loved ones as a result of these wanton acts. Human life is sacred. We state without equivocation that Nigerian life must become sacred. When we fail in our duty to protect Nigerian lives, it is a tragedy, an indictment on all of us. We as the 8th Senate must stand ready to help to find solutions to assuage the hurt to affected parts and bring perpetrators to justice and enthrone peace in all the corners of our country.
Nigeria is not the country with the largest cattle in the world. Are they having all these crises in other countries? There are modern ways of doing things, and we must grow with time. We cannot be operating an archaic system that we have if it doesn't fit into the modern situation. So I think, sir, Mr. President, that we must address all these issues. I'm more worried if indeed it is by foreigners. So foreigners are invading this country, they're killing people, and government cannot protect them. How can anybody justify this?
Commission of inquiry upon commission of inquiry. Presidential committees upon presidential committees. And we have volumes of reports on these satanic killings from Taraba to Benue, from Benue to Zamfara, from Zamfara to Niger State, from Niger State to Enugu, from Enugu to Edo. Mr. President, we have volumes of reports.
And one of the key recommendations I have always made, whilst we are attempting to amend the Constitution, sir, is the fact that we should not continue to make the chief executive officers of various states of the Federation commanders without troops. Because so long as a governor is helpless, is unable to command troops on the ground, when there is an insurgency or when there is a crisis, then so long will we continue to have loss of lives in this kind of magnitude. I want to sympathize with the governor of Benue State and the good people of Benue State, and even Mr. President, because any life that is lost, being a Nigerian, is a loss to the president himself. And urge that we should revisit the constitutional amendment and see how we can put in the issue of community policing or state police.
Distinguished colleagues, Nigerians are not the only people worried. The international community, especially the Intelligence and Security Community, they have reviewed that war is coming to Nigeria. And we must not sit by and watch this to happen. This brings me to the very important, of course, the most important provision of our Constitution, which is Section 14(2)(b) of our Constitution. That section of the Constitution is saying that the principal purpose of government is the provision of security and the welfare of the people. Every day we cite this provision. Every day we sit here, we observe the ritual of 1 minute silence. We condemn the killings, which is sympathize with the victims. I'm getting tired of all this. Now, for us to get the full impact of the provisions of Section 14(2)(b) of our Constitution, and why I say that is the most important provision, is that we just have to have a society. We just have to have peace, security, before we begin to talk about infrastructures and all that other good things of life.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the Senate committee, this Senate condemns our recommendation. The Senate condemns in the strongest possible terms the wanton criminal attacks that claim the lives of more than 73 innocent citizens in Guma and Logo local government areas of Benue State. 2, the Senate urges the security and intelligence agencies to leave no stone unturned in apprehending the perpetrators and the sponsors of these heinous crimes and similar crimes in Zamfara, Kaduna, Plateau, Taraba, Adamawa, Edo, Enugu, and elsewhere, so that they are brought before the law to answer for their crimes. The days of indifference, complacency, negligence, and impunity must come to an end. 3, the federal government should re-examine, revamp, and reinvent the nation's security architecture and infrastructure in order to ensure that no community or entity is left unsecured and unsafe.